Welcome to this video about cropping pod data files. So cropping is really important. It removes bits of time at one or both ends of a file that represent stuff that isn't of any particular value and may be quite negative. So here we've got a file, we're looking at 12 days, and you can see at the beginning the angles of the pod are downwards and then they change to up. So at this point it was put in the sea and started floating upwards. You can see the temperature here was declining and then it was very steady when it was in the sea. So sometimes the pod warms up if it goes into a warm sea. More often it cools down from the air temperature and the temperature generally becomes fairly steady. Um, so we're looking at 30-minute units. So every one of these bars represents 30 minutes. So let's just change that to 1 minute, show from start. So here the pod is kind of hanging downwards all the time. There's no data coming in. Show next screen. Suddenly we've got to where the action is. Okay, so here the pod was probably stored leaning against something. Then it was being moved around a bit. Then it gets to the sea, goes in the sea, and starts to float up. But that isn't the point at which you want to crop, because I'll just move everything over by hitting the right arrow key. Because what you see once it goes in the sea is a lot of sonars being recorded. So down here where we're looking at frequency, you can see there's a lot of high frequencies there, a lot of sonar clip. Though these are sonars of the boat that deployed the pod, and we don't really want that to be part of the record either, because it will certainly have disturbed the pattern of cetacean presence. So we need to go some minutes beyond where the boat was around. So maybe here we're looking at this green line is the operational threshold. So the sonar is making it so noisy, the operational threshold was very high, and then it comes down to a little blip up there. Maybe we'll go for here, and at that point, uh, click on the right button on the mouse, and one of the options, which I think will be off your screen, says set selection start. So if I've done that, if I now do show from start, that stuff has gone. If I now hit the end button, and we go to the end of the file, and you can see the sort of process kind of happening in reverse, except there isn't so much of the sonar probably. But here you see the pod was vertical and then suddenly it's flat and the temperature starts moving around. So I'm going to go a bit before that and do set selection end. And if I do refresh, okay, that's all cut off. And then I get the menu up again and go to the files page, and here's the button, create new cropped copies, create new cropped copies of all open files. Wait, so it's copying the whole of both the FP1 and the FP3 files. It's going to take it a little while because these are quite big files. So it's important this is done only once, so that you only have one cropped version, and this should be done by the data manager of the project. And once the files are cropped, the FP1 file can be moved into the useful files folder, and then the train detection can be run again to give you a new FP3 that relates to that cropped section. And basically that's all there is to it. Um, I'm not quite sure why it's still asking me to wait. It may be something to do with the recording process that's going on here, but I think I've said all we need to say. I'll just see if it will let me close all files. No, it's still busy. Okay, so we'll end the demo at that point. Okay, it's just come good. It's copied all that time. Um, so we could now open a file set, and we've now got this part file here. Do I wish to continue the present time selection? No will show the whole duration of the open files. Okay, no. Show from start. Okay, that's where we wanted it to start, and then I hit the end button, and that's the end, which is as we wanted it. Okay, all done. Okay, thanks for listening.